Welcome to EP Daily. Today on the show, we've got the latest on the X-Men and Fast and Furious franchises in the rundown.
Plus, we serve up a look at Mario Tennis Ultra Smash.
And then Jose catches up with Kiss and some meddling kids to unmask a rock and roll mystery.
Hey, man. Hi, Shaggy.
Also coming up, we get our hands on the LG G4 smartphone for a review. We have a look back at the early days of online multiplayer gaming in our 25 seasons of EP segment, and much more today on EP Daily. Brought to you by EB Games. I'm your host, Victor Lucas, bringing you the latest in everything cool every single day. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or by a mile. Winning is winning. And because I'm winning, here's the rundown. It looks like yet another new X-Men movie is on the way. Rumors have surfaced that Fox has begun pre-production on an all-new X-Men film, which will begin shooting next year in Montreal and hit theaters in July 2018. The project will reportedly once again be directed by Bryan Singer, who helmed the first and second X-Men films, along with last year's Days of Future Past. Singer is currently working on next year's X-Men Apocalypse. No other details on the mysterious new film have been revealed, but it's expected to see Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy reprise their roles as Magneto and Professor X, respectively. Fox is also working on a third and final Wolverine solo movie, along with Gambit, which will star Channing Tatum and be directed by Edge of Tomorrow's Doug Liman. And X-Men isn't the only film franchise that isn't letting up on the gas. Vin Diesel has revealed that multiple Fast and Furious spin-offs are in the works. Speaking with Variety, Diesel says that the new films will expand on the supporting characters and adds that they've already written out storylines for several of them. He hasn't said when we can expect to see the first spin-offs leave the garage. Universal Pictures is already planning to make at least 3 more sequels in the main Fast and Furious series, so don't expect the assembly line to stop running anytime soon. Here to talk about X-Men and Fast and Furious is my buddy Scott Jones.
Hey, Victor Lucas, how are you, my friend?
Now, I know you hate Fast and Furious. You're done with it.
I do. Yeah. I feel like, it's shifted everybody into a gear where we can just expect the lowest common denominator from our entertainment as long as Vin Diesel's there and he looks ripped.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously the last movie was a huge hit.
Everybody was on board with that. I was not on board with it. I think we could do better. I like car chases.
Yeah.
I like sexiness. Those movies are too long.
We saw one, I can't remember if it was the one just before or the two before, but you and I reviewed one and we liked it. So the movie franchise is capable of hitting some pretty fun highs, but now we have to see, where they can go. Do you think that they actually have a universe that they can spin off into other characters? It's certainly been a big international draw, is having all of these different types of people from all over the world be a part of the crew.
Well, I'm going to continue my metaphor and say that I think it's going to run out of gas eventually, and now that they've extended it so far and they're so full of themselves and there's so much ego on the production studio side that I think that means there is a death knell in the future. It's probably not that far off.
Another big meta franchise is this X-Men universe, which Fox is expanding. I assume that we're
Look at the smile on your face.
I love these X-Men movies.
You do.
Days of Future Past was fantastic, and frankly, Bryan Singer is good for the X-Men.
I like Bryan Singer a lot. I think these are really smart, really talented people. There's more juice in the X-Men franchise to merit some more movies going down the road.
And TV shows.
Well, I mean, I think they really hope that that's the case. I know you hope that's the case. For me, I'm kind of ambivalent about this.
They're Marvel's most popular book. And they have been for many, many years. I mean, it sort of waffles between Spider-Man and the X-Men, but the X-Men franchise has been fantastic for Marvel Comics, and there's a lot of characters in that universe. So, yeah, I believe that they can go off in lots of interesting things.
I'm going to just go out on a limb here and say, Dwayne Johnson, make him, he could be the new Wolverine.
That sounds pretty cool. All right, well, let's take a look at the brand new Mario tennis game. It's called Ultra Smash.
I've always wanted to be a tennis player. Unfortunately, I'm not good enough to play IRL, but I feel like I'm good enough to play in Mario Tennis. There's a new Mario Tennis out there for the Wii U. So, Julie, why is this game awesome?
Because everyone can be a pro in the Magic Kingdom Mario Tennis game. So Mario Tennis Ultra Smash is coming up for this holiday, and you have all your favorite characters and even new ones from the Mushroom Kingdom joining. So we have your new shot called the jump shot, a new super intense shot at tennis, and also you have the Mega Mushrooms for mega transformations. You get mega-sized Mario or mega-sized Bowser to shoot to each other. It's just pure fun that we're bringing in singles or double for this holiday.
I feel like the Mega Mushroom is almost not even fair because once you level up, you're taking over the entire court. My Bowser was all over the court. He was running his game. But how does that work? Is it completely random when I get the Mega Mushroom or any other power-up, or do I have to work to get the power-ups in-game?
They're coming up your way unexpected time, so you just have to wait for it, take your time, and then bring it on.
What do you think is so successful about the Mario Tennis franchise? Because this is not the first one. There have been a few now. So what is so successful about it? Why do people want to keep coming back for more tennis?
It's just about pure fun and family, you know? It's so simple. Everyone can pick up and play. So that's about it. That's about having fun with a video game at home in family or with friends. That's what we think is the essence of gaming anyway. It's just different experiences, but different kind of fun also.
Mario Tennis Ultra Smash comes out tomorrow.
All right, stick around. When we come back, we're reviewing the LG G4 smartphone.
My name is Neil Adams. If you don't know me, it doesn't matter, okay? I recently did a Star Wars cover for Marvel, because Marvel now has Star Wars. Yep. Okay? And so the idea was, I was so sick of people doing iconic covers as alternate covers at Marvel. Guys standing there holding the sword and doing all that stuff. I thought, is there a scene missing from the first Star Wars movie? Okay? And if there is one, what would that scene be? So now the game is, you have to guess. You're standing there. Don't pretend you're not. You have to guess what scene is missing from the Star Wars movie, and I will probably interrupt you and tell you what it is. But go ahead. What's missing? What's missing? You think about it. There's so many scenes missing, but really dramatic. Like not the ones that George Lucas reshot later, but something that's really missing that you wanted to see.
Look. Did you see that? What?
When Luke gets pulled underwater, right? And you're underwater with the creature that's about to attack him, snapping at his face and dragging him under. Didn't you want to see that one? I want to see that creature.
Neil Adams, an absolute legend in the comics industry. I cannot believe that he did a Star Wars memory. Awesome.
Oh, wow. Such kind words from you, Jones. But you know what? We also work with a legend. His name is Victor Lucas, and I got to join him for our review of the LG G4. And no, we did not just add this in because of the G4.
The phone wars continue to rage on. We were big fans of the Samsung Galaxy S6, particularly the new Edge model, and we are current happy owners of the iPhone 6 Plus. But there's another contender out there. It's the LG G4, which LG sent to us for a review.
Throwing its hat into the ring, this ring that I feel like is relentless.
Yes, and crowded, and there's lots of good choices. It's certainly not as slick right out of the gate as the Edge, especially, where you have that little sort of light up thing on the side. Mm-hmm. But LG's got some really nice features here. One of the things that I really like is, you know, you can pop the back right off and put different ones on there. They've even got a leather option for the G4.
I think this is the last smartphone that you can actually take the battery out.
And that's huge.
Yeah.
And you can also put expandable memory into it, which is also great if you're going to be putting tons and tons of apps on there, or taking raw photographs, which with a really decent camera on here that you can also shoot with a really decent camera here that can also shoot video in 4K resolution, just like the new 6 Plus can. And it looks amazing. The photos that I was able to take on this, really terrific. I took some great video of you falling on your butt when we were on a swagway recently. Well, I'm just impressed with the camera technology that's becoming readily available to us in our phones these days, and this is not anything to sneeze at. This is a really solid, dependable camera option for people that are looking at Android phones.
For sure, and if I didn't already have a smartphone that I use every day that I'm used to and a certain operating system that I'm used to, then I might consider this one. Do I like the look of this thing? Of course, like it looks so professional. I love the way the back looks with the leather and the rounded edges, and LG just has this thing, because they're really great at curved televisions, this really great comfort thing where you hold it up to your face and you feel like, you know what, this feels good here, this feels right, and it's just as big as our 6 Plus.
Yeah, 5.5-inch screen. Whether you're watching a movie or playing a video game or something like that on this, amazing. It's got a lot of juice. It's got the Lollipop Android interface right now, which is getting better all the time. Incredible amounts of customization in there. There's also an LG crafted page on the phone where it gives you all kinds of topical information that's right there, right at your fingertips.
Yeah. Also remember that there is no, like you have with all smartphones now, there is no touch with the fingerprint technology, which is weird now for me to go in and always have to put in a password or a code every single time. I just feel like now there should be something more efficient because we have it in our phones in our back pocket.
It did play a little safe with this one, right? Yeah. What are you going to give the LG G4?
I'm going to give this phone a 7.5.
Gets an 8 from me.
Oh man, did you see the video quality on that thing? I know, you saw me eat dirt because I fell and the dirt went right on my butt.
Right up the butt.
Fell off.
That's right. You know, EP's been around for 25 seasons. We're doing 25 seasons in 25 days, and today we're taking a look back at season 4. You weren't even born yet when this probably aired. It focuses on a company called MPlayer. You're not going to believe this. Here it is.
Standing with Chris Early, who's the VP of MPlayer. How you doing?
Good.
Good to see you.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us down.
You bet.
This is a pretty cool space you got here.
Yeah, it's new for us. We did it at the beginning of this year. Went a little wild with it.
Well, tell me a little bit about MPlayer.
Well, we formed about 5 years ago. A guy known in the game industry, Brian Moriarty, he and a couple other guys got together with the idea of making a game service where people could meet up and play online.
Cool.
We launched with Quake and Command & Conquer and Warcraft. We thought we were all going to be rich at the beginning. We were charging $20 a month for people to come on and play. But by the time February of the next year rolled around, we realized that the real key for the players was going to be free.
Sure.
So we went to an advertising-supported model. And since then, we've rocketed from 25,000 members to 7.5 million. Really what we've become good at is making communities around the game. And there's a whole bunch of technology built into our client that lets you have fun playing with other people.
Right.
But it's the players that make it fun to play. And having enough of them around and of enough varying abilities that you can play with and against is what makes it a great time.
We cover the game side of things, so I'm kind of curious to find out how the Hear Me technology that you guys are developing is improving gameplay experience.
Well, the best example I can give for that is you play games in your office?
Yes.
And are you quiet when you play games?
No.
That's why.
Okay.
Okay, because if you're able to turn around and taunt or talk to anybody else you're playing a game with, either before the game or after the game, that makes it so much a better experience.
And now you don't have to have a whole bank of speakerphones all lined up.
Exactly, right. It really cuts down on your phone bill. So that's what really makes it a blast for people. So when you can say, okay, all right, let's go around the corner now, or I got you after all, and you're not as good as you think.
You need this for games like Rainbow Six and SWAT 3 and stuff like that, don't you? You need to be able to communicate.
It really changes the dynamic of the play. You can talk to each other, both in the game or while you're arranging the game. You can text chat, you can message people back and forth, you can set up game times, a whole bunch of fun stuff.
So it's all community-based?
Yeah.
It's all communicating with people as you're playing the games?
Yeah. The way we try to structure it is there's something there for the skilled player, and there's something there for everybody who just wants to participate as well.
Well, how many games do you guys have on MPlayer?
Now there's over 130 different games.
That's not bad.
Yeah, from all walks, from the action games, to the strategy games, role-playing games, and even classic games, card games, checkers, things like that.
Those are hugely popular, aren't they?
They are. Yeah. They are. The real interesting thing is when you end up with somebody who finds out about us from the classic game, and Thelma from Iowa, is in there with gonna mess you up. Somebody's name who's primarily a Quake player, but they're taking a break and playing spades.
That's
Why
cool.
do you have such a mean name? At one level, playing a solitaire game, playing a single player game, it can all be fun.
Yeah.
But now I can talk to you. Now I can interact with you while we're doing it.
That's right. There's no trash talking in solitaire.
Well, who hears it?
Yeah. Unless you have split personality.
Right.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.
Real pleasure to talk with you today.
Bet.
Thanks for all the info. Check out MPlayer.com.
Don't go anywhere because after the break we've got Kiss and Scooby-Doo. Zoinks!
I think we're gonna need these kids to catch that witch.
You'll never stop me.
Welcome back to EP Daily. Since we are reminiscing a little bit today on the show, I'm wondering, Jones, what your history is with Scooby-Doo.
Well, I liked Velma a lot, probably more than I should have, and I kept feeling like I had some feelings for Freddy, too. I don't understand it.
All right, and your history with Kiss?
My brother was the huge Kiss fan. I was more into Huey Lewis and the News.
Okay, good to know. Now we're marrying those two with Scooby-Doo and Kiss. Take it away, Boobs.
We'll have this case licked in no time.
This is a movie, Scooby-Doo Kiss meeting together. These two factions have been around for quite a long time. What took so long to bring these two together?
It's kind of shocking that they haven't been together. I guess there was one Halloween special a few years ago that there was a small appearance, but nothing like this. So in some ways, I feel like these pop icons have deserved to be together for a long time. To me, it's a no-brainer.
I'm no guitarist, but I can play a mean armpit.
Now, did you ever think in your storied career that there would be the time, that moment, that you can finally team up with such an iconic character like Scooby-Doo?
Well, you know, life's full of surprises, and I think that the longer we are around, the more iconic we become, and that allows us to get involved with other iconic imagery. So, you know, for a band to be around 40 plus years basically makes us invincible. The longer we go on, the more invincible we become. So to be in with Scooby-Doo, why not Batman? Why not Superman? You know, Kiss can do it all.
The hottest band in the world, Kiss!
Obviously, two iconic entities, like you said, and it's something that turned out great. It's a full-length feature that we saw it all a couple months ago on a screening, and we thought it just turned out fantastic.
Warner Brothers, in their genius, decided to make this one the most expensive Scooby movie of all time. So in some ways it starts off like a Scooby movie, but it actually breaks the mold because it's got sci-fi, supernatural, and monster elements. It's not just a mystery. So this is a spectacular piece. We went to the Warner Brothers sound stages and watched with the Hanna-Barbera people, and it was, how do I say it, a tour de force, which is not a bad name for our next tour.
Kevin, we were talking about Scooby-Doo and Kiss. Rock and roll mystery. How hard is it to write a rock and roll mystery?
You know what? It was so easy. I'm not gonna lie. I've been dreaming of this since I was 10. So when they gave me the job, I was like, well, yeah, it was everything that I've been thinking about for decades.
They're still not coming around.
Sorry, no refunds.
I think I might have the solution. Try this churro I grabbed from the concession stand.
Hey, man.
Hi, Shaggy.
How do you feel?
I feel like a couple more churros. How about you, Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, and donuts, too.
What is it like combining Scooby-Doo with Kiss?
Kind of amazing. I mean, I think that the Kiss guys are game for it. They're up for it. Gene Simmons stuck his fingers in my ear, so I kind of feel like I've been blessed by the Pope. It's almost like the same thing.
I think we're gonna need these kids to catch that witch.
You'll never stop me.
It's a tall order, the Crimson Witch. You got Kiss and Scooby-Doo gang coming after you, but she really holds her own, man. She is a tough Crimson Witch.
Who's the hardest worker here in Scooby-Doo and Kiss, this rock and roll mystery?
Like in real life?
Yeah.
Gotta be Gene Simmons. Like, well, number one, he's like a multi-billionaire. It's crazy. He's always working. I've been to his house, dude. They got Kiss merchandise you've never even seen. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, well, I've never seen Kiss merchandise, but those of us that have seen Kiss merchandise, you think you've seen it all, and you go to that house and you're like, what's this? He's like, that's from Japan. Like, it's everywhere.
Just lucky, I guess.
What is it like getting to work with the Kiss guys?
We recorded all separately, so today is the first day that I've met them.
That's malarkey.
It is malarkey, but it is also not malarkey.
Well, I, for one, can't wait to see how this all turns out. I love me some Kiss. I love me some Scooby-Doo.
Jeepers, Scoob. You're creeping me out.
Scooby-Doo and Kiss Rock and Roll Mystery is out now, so get your Scooby snacks.
Yeah, I feel suddenly like I want to eat a sandwich about this big, but listen, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to do our Twitter question of the day after this.
If you want more EP, go to our website, epn.tv, for bonus content and full episodes. We're also on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to EP Daily. It is time now for the best part of every episode. It's the Twitter question of the day. And today's question comes from our old friend Darth Maul 1312 taken. It's Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Do you think Disney should do some Star Wars films about KOTOR and Bane as standalone characters?
Not Batman Bane. This is Bane from, I think, the Clone Wars was his first introduction. Disney is going to be making Star Wars movies forever, not just after Episode 9. They're going to keep going one every year, I would imagine.
One per year.
I think so, as long as people keep lining up. And so I think Knights of the Old Republic movie and some of these other characters will end up on screen. Absolutely.
I don't want that.
Okay.
I
You just want it to always be 1977.
Yeah, 1977, Mos Eisley Spaceport, Han Solo, he's buying a Hustler, he's bringing it on the Millennium Falcon.
I don't think he was buying a Hustler.
I remember that.
Good question. If you've got one for us, head to our website, epn.tv.
And that's it for today's episode. But tune in tomorrow. We've got a review of Marvel's latest Netflix series. It's Jessica Jones. Thanks for watching.
See you tomorrow. EP would like to thank its sponsors, Nintendo, Xbox. EP's mobile coverage is brought to you by Gameloft, makers of Asphalt 8 Airborne, which you can play on your Android or iOS device for free right now.
Yes? You'd like to invite me in? Absolutely.
Honey? Who's this?
I'm going to be your guest here indefinitely. You'll be delighted.
Great. Enjoy the view.
I intend to.
That's my car.
Children should be seen and not heard. Or better still, not seen and not heard. Get into that closet.